Okay, this is the first guitar to the second solo in Iron Man, and I've isolated it in the right ear because that's the ear that it takes place in the mix. So if you're listening in stereo and all of a sudden one of your speakers is cut out. We went over the first solo in 3 different segments. This solo I'm going to take all in one segment. It's just as long, but there's not as many notes, so I think we can fit them all in one segment of the video. It all starts on the 5th fret of the 5th string with our 3rd finger. And we're going to use that finger to slide to the 7th, like so. Then we're going to bring our 1st finger over to the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then back to the 7th fret note on the 5th string. So what we have so far is this. Next we're going to do the same exact pattern, except we're going to do it on the next set of strings starting on the 7th fret of the 4th string, and it's going to look like this. So maybe you'll see the similarity there. And the notes here are 7 slide to 9, 3rd string, 7th fret, 1st finger, back to 9th fret, 4th string, 3rd finger. Then we're going to go 7, 9 on the 3rd string. And then we're going to bend this string 3 times on the 9th fret. Bring it down. Pull the 7th. Bring our 3rd finger over to 9th fret here. And then back to 7th and hammer to 9. So that looks like this. And by the way, that bend is actually a step and a half, not a step. So it's going to be bent extra far. Be sure to put some extra muscle behind that string. So far I like to consider this the first session of the solo. So we'll take it that far in the demonstration. We're going to go. So there's our first section. Next we're going to anchor our 1st finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string and our 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string. And we're going to pick them in succession starting on the 3rd string. We're going to go 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string. So it's going to look like this. Then our 3rd finger is going to come here to 10th fret on 2nd string. We're going to pluck that note and slide it up to 12th. And then 1st finger is going to come over to 10th fret on 1st string. And we're going to pluck that note once. So the whole thing looks like this. And then our 3rd finger is going to come up to 12th, and we're going to bend that note 3 times, not a step and a half, just a whole step this time. So the whole lick. And then we're going to go, which is 12, pull to 10, hammer back to 12, and then back to 10. So it's going to go. And it's okay if you get a little extra string noise in there. He has a little extra string noise on the recording, so that's all right. Then we're going to go back to 12th fret on the 2nd string with our 3rd finger, and then to 10th fret on the 1st string with our 1st finger. So it's going to be. Now the next section is a really quick note. It just goes by this quick. And that's going to be a 10th fret note here on the 2nd string with your 1st finger, and a very quick hammer to the 12th fret on the 2nd string. And then we're going to slide from 12 down to 10, like so. And I consider that the second phrase of it, the part that goes. Just like that. Next we're going to go to third finger, 10th fret with our second string, and then back to 8th. So we're just going to go. And this is the beginning of what I consider the third section of the solo. Going to do the same thing here. We're going to move it to 9th and 7th. So we're kind of going down the pentatonic scale here. And then we're going to move it from there down to the 9th fret with our third finger. Slide it down to 7th and then 5th. So you see we're going right down a scale here. We're going to go back to 7th, pull to 5th, and then go to 7th fret, 5th string with our third finger. So that whole thing looks like this. And that's the rhythm to it too. He just plays it a lot faster. Then we're going to go to 5th fret with our first finger and hammer to 7th, all on the 4th string. Move to 5th string, do the same thing. And then the same thing again here. So it's going to go. That little segment. So when we put it all together, hit 7th again for our next little piece. And slide up to 9. Bring index finger over to 7th fret on 3rd string. Then back to 9th fret, 4th string. So that whole segment looks like this. And then we're going to go to 7th fret, 3rd string, then to 9th, and then we're going to do our big bend to here again. And this time we're going to hit it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it go. Quick trill between 7 and 9. So it looks like that. Back to 7th fret, 3rd string with your first finger. Then we're going to slide down from 9 to 7, just like we did before. Pluck 5th, just like we did before, kind of a similar segment. And so what we have so far is this from the end of the segment. We're going to go. One more time for you. And from there, we're going to go to 7th fret, 4th string with our 3rd finger. Hit it 3 times, and then 1/4. Bring it down. First finger, 5th string, or 5th fret rather, 4th string, and then 3rd finger comes over to 7th fret, 5th string. So we have 4 of these. Bring it down, 5th, 4th string, 7th, 5th string. So there's a whole segment. I'll play it along with the music slowly for you once or twice so you can see how it all fits in. And then we'll move on to the other half of the guitar solo, the one that's in the other ear. And by the way, when you learn these, they can be kind of hard to focus on because you hear both at the same time. And it's hard to focus on one. So I recommend panning your stereo or MP3 player, computer, what have you, to one side when you learn each one. because like I said, it is hard to focus on one when you play along because they're both going at the same time. So here we go. Here it is slow.